Say it with me, for we walk by faith, not by sight. Hey guys, welcome to Cheap Old Cars and Culture. In today's video, we're going to be going through my camera gear that I have right now. At the end of the video, I'll talk about a couple things that I want beyond what I have. This video was part of a different video where I talked about my camera placement and where I put them inside outside of cars, and then I messed with ND filters and changed shutter speeds and stuff to get more motion blur. That video I thought would be better on its own, and this one would be better as a standalone little companion video to that other video that's a bit longer. So enjoy this one. I hope you can get something out of it, but this is mainly me going through my camera gear and just showing kind of what I got, how I got it. Almost all of it was really cheap. Most everything that I have was either Black Friday sale, big sale, returned, or returned and on sale. So I've got a lot of really good deals on all this stuff. Because otherwise I probably wouldn't have most of it, but really good deals, and it's a bunch of good stuff. But although my cameras are GoPro, Insta360, DJI, they make great cameras. Those two other brands, they do better in low light conditions. But I use my phone some too when it's a little bit lower light. That helps because the sensor in the GoPros isn't exactly the biggest thing ever, and so it doesn't do well in low light conditions. But I was already familiar. I had a GoPro Hero 3 from years back. I'd used it off and on forever, so I was familiar with GoPro, with their quick app, with their user interface on the computer app side of things. So I was more familiar with that, went with GoPros, but I'm probably going to end up with a DJI Action 5 Pro and a DJI Nano. I really want the Nano to clip it onto my hat, which is going to be a really cool thing. I'll make a video about how I do that, because I'm going to modify a hat to make the camera have better placement. But that will be a really good thing for POV shots. I don't have it yet. I want it maybe for my birthday. Anyway, guys, enjoy this video. I'm wearing a different shirt because I filmed it a few days ago. I know that's continuity errors. Whatever. Check out my gear. It's some good stuff. Maybe you can learn something too, because there's some stuff in here that you might not have heard of or know of, and it's brands that have really good prices on some. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the gear that I use to actually film these car videos and these walking around the garage videos. This is my bag I got. The black version was on sale for about $30 less than the blue version, so I hit up customer service at B&H Photo. B&H Photo always hooks me up, but I hit up their customer service and said, hey, super interested in a blue one. My car's blue. Most of my shirts are blue. I wear a lot of blue hats. I just like blue. Would you guys be willing to do this and give me that lower price on a blue one, even though it's not on sale right now? And they said yeah. They gave me a link, a 24-hour link for a single discount. I can only buy one at the cheaper price. Got the blue bag. So let's take a look inside of it. First off, this part right here is actually for an iPad. It holds it really well, and it's got your normal little pocket stuff. But this is a camera bag. And let's open it up and look inside of it. It has a little spot right up here for memory cards and such. And then it's really for like a DSLR camera. And so that would sit kind of across here and then down this way. But these little compartments in it, you can move them around. They Velcro, so you can change stuff around. So I've kind of moved it around to fit my needs. So in here I have this guy, this extendo arm, which I got as a return at Best Buy. It's a GoPro, I think it's the 3-in-1 little tripod guy. I don't use it a ton, except for when I need to do something like this. It's a little bit further away from me. However, something I'll show you a little bit later has kind of replaced this. I still keep it with me because it is handy. Let's look at my actual cameras. I have two GoPro Hero 13s. I was going to get 11s or 12s. The 12 doesn't have GPS on it. The 11 and 13 do. And so I was kind of looking at 11s because it's a very similar sensor and camera. But I was checking Best Buy. I'm looking for deals. I'm always looking for deals. And I've got the GoPro Hero 13 Creator Bundle. I got that when it was first on sale, and second, returns. And so I got good or excellent condition returns, and I'm into 2 Hero 13 Creator Bundles for what one would normally cost. So really cool. Love these cameras. They have you know, the media mod and a bunch of little stuff that goes with them. To mount my microphone receiver, I can't remember the name of this brand. If I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen here. But if I can't even get the thing out. It's really firmly in there. Let's just leave it in there. The GoPro media mod has these cold shoe mounts on it. For a hot shoe mount would be a mount for camera equipment that power goes through. Cold shoes, just there's no power that goes through it. But this is essentially a cold shoe extender. It lifts it up a little bit. This allows me to put my receiver into this facing forward. Without this piece, I had to have the receiver facing backwards. I just didn't like it. It didn't look right. So I bought this little guy for like 15 bucks. There's my two cameras. Okay. Let's look at my microphones. So this is DJI Mic Mini 2. I have two sets of them. I've not used both sets in recording for driving yet. That's coming soon. I just got this second set on a Black Friday deal. So this one, these are normally like I think they're like $160. And this one was on sale for $129 or something. And I was like, cool, that's a good deal. You know, two microphones. I'm wearing one right here. You can see the receiver piece for it, which I'll show you in a second, is actually on my phone over there. And it has its other microphone here. I'm like, dude, that's a great deal. Because, you know, 5-10 years ago, this type of stuff would have been ridiculous expensive or just not exist. Here's a cool thing. The wire that goes to it that actually will hook it up to the GoPro media mod can be stored in the top of it here. You can put the wind muffs in there too, but I keep them in the bag. I'll show you guys that in a second. So this other kit, so I said I got that for $130 and I thought it was a good deal. Black Friday, I got this whole kit here for $79. Cannot complain about that. Absolutely great price. And the second set will allow me to do different audio. So the thought here is, with the first set, you can have both microphones being used at once, but it goes to the same channel, or you can split it up and one will go to the left channel and one go to the right channel. But I don't want my voice audio to just be in one channel if I'm trying to get voice audio on one microphone and, let's say, exhaust audio on a different microphone. And so with a different set, which my wire fell out, with a different set running to a different camera, I can actually have one of these microphones, and they're magnetic. I can have one of these microphones in the trunk, and getting more, you know, a different audio sound, or maybe even, don't know if I'd trust it anywhere outside of that. I don't want to lose one of them, but yeah, so that's, you know, that's what I can do with these, which is a fun thing that I'm going to do in the next driving video I make. I haven't done that yet, but I'll be able to have a different audio sound. So let's say I get to a set of corners and I'm going to be running through the gears real hard and I want it to sound cool. I can then say in the video something along the lines of like, hey, I'm going to shut up. Let's listen to the car. Switch over to that other audio track, and it's a lot louder, more bass and everything, and it'll sound really good. Let's look at mounts. So this is a GoPro suction cup mount. It works really well. I do worry about having these rather expensive cameras on a suction cup mount outside the car, but it's never come off. It's never even acted like it was going to come off. These work really well. But as you can see, the distance is kind of limited, and you can put different things. But it's all kind of a compromise when you're talking length. So I bought this guy. This was, I think, $30. Really, really good $30. It's a friction mount here, or a friction arm. And so like this can do all kinds of different moving all over and whatever you want. And then when you twist this one knob right here, this point, and this point down here all tighten up. And so I use this a lot on interior shots. You might think you'd use this on exterior shots, but I find it really good to put on my windshield. And let's say it's up on the windshield at this angle and the camera's facing me at this angle. I can move it back I can move the camera out forward. I can have it up or down, or however I want inside the car, and then set it up, just tighten it up. And because I use this on an interior one a lot, I have my GoPro magnetic mount on it. And so then it's just a clicking on, and then you squeeze the two little parts to pop it off. I'm going to buy more of those magnetic mounts. They're super handy. Okay, I have to get this back in its orientation to go back in a little bit. Also, this has a pump on it, so you press it up against something, pump it, and sucks the air out through that hole there and creates a really good suction. And it has these little rubber pieces on the side. When you want to get it off of the thing, there's no way to let, there's no valve to let air go back the other way. So you just pull on the rubber and it pops off. In this little pocket here, I have lights. They get really bright and they do flashy stuff. I'm going to go off here. There's a lot to keep charged. Anyway, so lights, they can attach to the GoPro Media Mod. I can have it facing me or facing out or whatever I want to do. The little rubber diffuser comes off and then they can get really bright. That's actually the dimmest setting, but without the diffuser, it's a bit much. Below that is where things start getting a little bit fun. So right here, I have my wide angle lens. You guys have seen this one quite a bit if you've watched my driving videos. This is the GoPro wide angle lens. It was a return. Everything in here GoPro was a return at Best Buy, and I bought it essentially used for really good prices because it was all on sale and returned. I got like, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, old school Craigslist pricing on some of this stuff. Really cool. So that's my wide angle lens. What this does is it gives me a much wider field of view. And also the one thing I don't like about it is it's wider all directions, right? But the wider field of view, you see more, the trees at the sides when I'm driving come by faster. It looks faster. And so this lens gives a sense of speed. When you're filming with the normal GoPro lens, like on top of a car, you can be going 100 and it looks like you're going 50. It's just not fast looking. So this lens makes it look a lot faster. You're going to see a common theme here and makes it look faster, okay? This, haven't used in any videos yet. Probably going to use it in this video to show you guys how these lenses compare. This is the GoPro anamorphic lens. And so it gives a good, it's a 21:9 aspect ratio, whereas everything else is a 16:9 aspect ratio. This gives a wide field of view, but doesn't expand top and bottom. So you're going to actually have the black bars at the top and bottom, kind of that cinematic look. And this creates lens flares too, which is pretty cool. I think in this video, I'm going to run down the same stretch of road with all my different lens types. And so you guys can have a good comparison of what these different lenses do. If we dive deeper, this is even more fun. So this is the GoPro ND filter kit, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys right now, this was bought, the wide angle lens was bought at Best Buy on discount, right? The anamorphic lens and the ND filters, Black Friday sale, along with the microphones I got, right? So Black Friday sale, and I'm on the GoPro member subscription. And so that's normally an extra 10% off, but it was 15% on Black Friday. So Black Friday sale plus 15% off. It ended up being close to, I think, 40% off for both of these things. Pretty good deal. I'm not going to complain about that. This is a cover for the lenses. And these are ND filters. And that's literally the letter N and D, not INDY, ND, but ND filters. Easiest way to explain these is it's essentially sunglasses for your camera. If you want motion blur, which creates a sense of speed as well, you can lower your frame rate and get like motion blur like you have when you move your hand in front of your face. And a good frame rate to do it. Let's say you're going to use 30 frames per second, which some people don't like, but it works really well for stuff like this. So let's say you use 30 frames per second, and then you'll set your shutter speed to 60 per second as well, so it's double your frame rate. That creates a lot of motion blur, okay? And it's how a lot of things that need to look fast are filmed on camera for bigger movies and such. The problem is when your shutter speed is essentially a longer shutter speed like that, it lets in too much light and overexposes the sensor, and it makes your image just look white. And so you have, this one, like you can probably see the reflection off of it. And if I look through it, It's very dark. I would not wear sunglasses that dark. But yeah, it's sunglasses for the camera, so you can change your shutter speed and still have a good looking image. That is all in that pocket. This pocket here, I'm not going to go too deep into. It is mounts and pieces and the extra doors and stuff for the GoPro. Yeah, just a bunch of mounts. That shouldn't even be in there. That's a memory stick. That should be up in here. So let's go through this pocket here. I have a screwdriver. This is a really cool old screwdriver. You can flip it around. It's a Phillips or a flathead. Man, it doesn't want to go in like that anymore. It's a Phillips or a flathead. Really cool. This thing is probably 40 or 50 years old. But it comes in handy for the mounts. Like this is a Phillips head inside. This is a Phillips head inside here. And then there's a mount on my tripod that could use a flathead. And so it's nice to have a screwdriver around that can do those things. There's one. I'm also put that back right now. This is the GoPro head mount. It came with the creator package. You put it on your head and you can mount the GoPro here. I don't ever use this. I could have a camera kind of hanging down here and get a better POV shot, but I'm going to get a different camera that actually works for that type of shot. When I get that camera, I will retire this from the bag. Wind muffs for the microphones like I'm wearing. Just keeps wind out of them. You can use noise canceling as well, but these things work pretty well. Little carbon fiber stem with a little 1/4-20 threaded screw on it. This is for my tripod, which you guys will see in just a bit. Wires. There's lots of wires in here. Trying to get to one specific thing. Here it comes. A very long wire. There's a lot of stuff shoved in here. So there's a few wires together, but I have this very long wire. This is a lavalier microphone, so it's a lav mic, like you would wear, kind of maybe up under your shirt and it would stick out right here with a wind muff on it. I can use this one and plug it into one of my GoPros just straight in through the media mod. And this can actually run through my car and out the trunk. So like take one of the back seats down, through the trunk, out the trunk, and then this can sit outside on the top of the back bumper. And you, with the wind muff on it, you can get really good exhaust sounds. If I even take some like double-sided tape, or not double-sided, if I even take some painter's tape with me, I can get this down near an exhaust pipe and just have really, really clear exhaust sounds, which is good fun for video. And the rest of what's in this pocket is carry a little Swiss Army knife and like a multi-tool type knife. There's muffs, there's lens cleaning things. There's this plastic bag with other little muffs for the lavalier mic. And just the random little things. I got an extra pair of sunglasses just in case I need them. Yeah, just little stuff like that. And this is kind of the, I'm going to call it my EDC, my everyday carry gear. And then I'm going to show you just a little bit more, so bear with me. So sitting here in the dining room filming me is my Coleman, I don't remember the model number of it, but it's a Coleman carbon fiber tripod. And then a DJI Osmo 7P gimbal for my cell phone. This was on sale and returned, so I got it for a discount. And then this was a Black Friday deal. It was like 58% off. And so everything here was either on sale or returned in a deal. So I've got all this for, thankfully, much less than it would have cost normally, because it's quite a bit of gear at this point. I forgot to tell you all about a couple things. The gimbal actually fits in this pocket right here, which is why there wasn't much in here. And so that fits in there and all its extra components. On the side of the bag, I keep the GoPro Volta. And so this is like a little tripod piece. I'm going to back this camera just a bit. This is like a little tripod, and it's also a remote for the camera. So you see this is labeled 1, the other one's labeled 2, and then the cameras are labeled 1 and 2 as well. and they're hooked up to the cameras via Bluetooth. So I can actually turn the camera on and off, and start recording or stop recording for a camera, let's say, that's outside the car, using these as the remote. And then they're also battery packs, and they can charge the GoPros as well. So that's really nice. If I'm out on a longer run, I've recorded some and I need to charge more, I can use these to recharge the cameras. The tripod folds up and actually fits in this pocket over here. It stands up a little taller than the bag to about here, but that's actually what this strap here is for. So it sits in this pocket, comes up here, and then the strap holds it in place. So all of the stuff is on or in the bag. Okay guys, that was the gear. That's it. That's what I have right now. Now I mentioned at the earlier part of the video, when in my opening, that I want a let's say a Insta360 Go 3S or a DJI Nano camera. Both of those have a kind of a pod that they go into. Actually, I'm just going to show you. Yeah, here we go. Here's the DJI Nano. This is the 128 gig one. The 64 gig one is $299, so $30 less. And what this does, this is the camera, and really it has a built-in battery and everything, but really I can't remember if the video goes from this to this and it's stored here, or if it's stored here and then transfers. I honestly don't remember. I know in the Insta360 Go 3S, the top part, or it actually sits, it doesn't clip onto the top, it actually sits inside. It transfers its footage. So I really prefer this one, and it's DJI. I have the DJI microphones, so the Osmo kind of audio system. My microphones will pair directly to this without having to use a separate receiver. I like that a lot, and I actually have bought an extra microphone when they were on Black Friday sale, specifically in preparation for one of these cameras. So I'm working on getting one of these in time. They come with a hat clip, and you're intended to clip it to the front of a hat. What I'm actually going to do is cut a little slit in the bill, and then I can move that clip, let's say from like here to here. It's going to be this far back, right? It's not that much, but the further your camera is back, the wider of a field of view you're going to have, the faster the footage is going to look. So if I can get that camera right against my forehead, right here, or even like right here, it's going to be the best footage. And then you can change these lenses on this too. There's a lens cap cover, but I've already found some ND filter lenses, and in my other video I talk about how the ND filter can create motion blur. We like motion blur because motion blur creates a sense of speed, makes the footage look better, all the things. But that's what I'm working towards. But just because I have GoPro doesn't mean you gotta get GoPro, or I think it's the best. All these companies make good cameras. I was just familiar with GoPro and went down that route. Also, they were on big time sale too, so it was by far the best deal to get the GoPro creator kits that I got. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Check out the other one. If I can link it, I'm going to link it. Actually, I know how to do that. It'll be in the end screen. Yeah, so check out the other video on camera placement if you want to. If you enjoyed this and this stuff, you'll enjoy the video on camera placement and messing with different lenses and ND filters and seeing how they impact the view of what you see when you're driving. It's going to be a really fun video. And so like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one.